Cats can be trained to do tricks just like dogs. In this video, we're going to show you how to train your cats or kittens with positive reinforcement. Before we get started, click that subscribe button so you never miss out on future videos full of helpful tips, advice, and tricks for you and your furry friend. And if you love cats, then be sure to hit that like button too. Let's get started. When it comes to training our feline friends, many cat owners are led to believe that cats cannot be trained, that they're too independent and stubborn, or that they just don't listen. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Cats do want to please their owners, but because they aren't as outwardly obedient as dogs, their desire to please needs to be triggered by positive association. Basically, if they perform the behavior we ask of them, there should be a reward at the end of it. The good news is cats have favorite rewards. And once you know what they are, training will come easy to you and your kitty. The first step in training any cat or kitten is knowing what motivates them. The best way to find out is to experiment with different types of rewards and see which ones work for your cat. But some common go-tos include treats, praise, petting, laser pointers, catnip, and toys. Once you figure out what motivates your kitty, you'll be able to move on to the next step, choosing a reward. One of the easiest ways to get your cat to do what you want is by rewarding them right after they exhibit the desired behavior. This process is called positive reinforcement. For example, let's say you want your cat to come when they're called. Start by saying your cat's name and the word "come" in a happy voice. Then immediately reward them with a treat or praise whenever they take even the tiniest step towards you. You'll have to repeat this several times until your cat fully understands that coming to you means they'll receive a prize. And when they do finally come, make sure you give them plenty of praise and a treat. Another great thing about positive reinforcement is that it can be used to prevent unwanted behaviors. For example, let's say you don't want your cat jumping up on the kitchen counters. One approach would be to try and catch them in the act and yell at them. But this method could make your cat fearful and anxious around you. Instead, why not try positive reinforcement? Reward your cat every time they stay off the counter. Eventually, they'll learn that staying off the counter means they'll get praise or a treat. But sometimes, all the positive reinforcement in the world won't motivate your cat to do what you want. In those cases, you may need to try something called luring. Luring involves enticing your cat to perform a behavior using a reward such as a treat or toy. To lure your cat into doing a behavior, start by holding out the reward and slowly move it in the direction you want your cat to go. For example, if you want your cat to walk through a doorway, hold the reward just beyond the doorway and slowly move it forward. As your cat follows the reward, continue moving it forward until they pass through the doorway. Once they've passed through the doorway, give them the reward and praise them. Luring can also be used to teach your cat more complex behaviors such as shaking hands. To teach your cat to shake hands, start by holding a treat in your closed fist and move it towards their paw. When they touch your hand with their paw, open your hand and give them the treat. Repeat this several times until they understand that touching your hand with their paw means they'll get a reward. Once they've mastered this, you can start saying shake or any other cue word you like before you hold out your hand. Eventually, they'll learn to associate the cue word with the behavior and will shake your hand on command. Another behavior you can teach your cat is to come when called. To teach your cat to come when called, start by saying their name in a happy voice. Then immediately reward them with a treat or praise. Repeat this several times until they understand that coming to you means they'll get a reward. Once they've mastered this, you can start saying "come" as well as your cat's name. Eventually, they'll learn to come when called. But some cats still won't come when called no matter how much positive reinforcement you use. If this is the case, you may need to try something called capture. Capture is a training technique where you simply reward your cat for performing the behavior you want without actually teaching them the behavior. For example, if you want your cat to jump through a hoop, you would just reward them every time they jumped through the hoop. There's no right or wrong way to do capture. Just reward your cat for performing the behavior you want and eventually they'll learn to perform the behavior on command. If your cat is still not coming when called, you can always try using a harness and a leash. A harness and a leash give you more control over your cat and allow you to guide them to where you want them to go. This can be especially useful if you live in an area with a lot of distractions. Start by getting your cat used to wearing a harness and leash indoors. Then start taking them on short walks around the block. As they become more comfortable with the harness and leash, you can start calling them during the walks and rewarding them when they come to you. Clicker training is another useful tool when training cats. A clicker is a small handheld device that makes a distinct clicking sound. Clicker training is based on the idea of operant conditioning, which is a learning theory that states that behaviors that are followed by rewards are more likely to be repeated. To use a clicker when training your cat, first click the clicker and immediately give them a treat. Do this several times until they associate the clicker with the treat. Then start training your cat to perform the behavior you want. Whenever they perform the behavior correctly, click the clicker and give them the treat. The clicker helps your cat understand exactly what they did right, making training more efficient. Remember, consistency is key when training your cat. Be patient and consistent with your training, and your cat will eventually learn the desired behavior. It's also important to keep training sessions short and fun. Cats have short attention spans, so keep training sessions to no more than 5 minutes. If your cat seems bored or uninterested, end the session and try again later. Now that you know how to train your cat, it's time to have some fun and teach them some tricks. One trick you can teach your cat is to fetch. Start by throwing a toy a short distance and encouraging your cat to go get it. When they bring the toy back, give them a treat and praise them. Repeat this several times until they understand that fetching the toy means they'll get a reward. You can also teach your cat to roll over, play dead, high five, and much more. The possibilities are endless. So don't believe the hype. Cats can be trained to do amazing things with a little patience, positive reinforcement, and a lot of love. Now that you know how to train your cat, it's time to have some fun and teach them some tricks. What are your go-to positive reinforcement methods for training your cat? Share with us in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that like button and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos full of helpful tips, advice, and tricks for you and your furry friend. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.